Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I did not get a lot done today and was not as productive as I've been the last couple days. I ended up getting up a little bit later because it was raining this morning, so we ended up not doing our power walk like we have been for the rest of this week. And so it wasn't initially raining like when I got up, which was actually like 7 o'clock. Or no, I got up at about 8 o'clock. I actually checked and looked outside and it wasn't raining. And then it was like, oh, it's supposed to rain in like 15 minutes. Then Jack didn't get up until about 8:30, and then he took the dogs out, and then it said that it was raining. And so, or he told me that when he took the dogs out it was raining, and they were all muddy too when they came inside. So I know that it was raining like at some point between like 8 and 8:30 or so. But we have been going walking earlier than that, like around like 7:30 or so. So maybe we would have missed the rain. But I know that it had been raining sort of like all through the night, but it wasn't like thunderstorming. Then it was so bizarre too, because at one point it got super dark out. My mom got a like notification on her phone that we were supposed to get really bad thunderstorms like much later in the afternoon. We were actually all watching the draft, and the or maybe it was right before it started. We were like watching the Cubs game had started, I think like 6 o'clock. And so we were watching that, and that's when we got like the message on the screen, the alert that it was supposed to be thunderstorming, and we got absolutely no rain. It just got really dark and completely ended up passing over us. But that was later in the afternoon. So, but in the morning it was sort of raining, so we just decided we weren't gonna walk. Also didn't want to get stuck in the rain if we wound up walking, and it looked fine, and then all of a sudden started downpouring or something like that, and we ended up getting, you know, soaked on the way home or something. So like I said, we ended up not doing that, but I didn't get out of bed until probably actually about 9 o'clock, which has been weird because like I said, most of this week I've been getting up and like we've been walking and like have been back home before like 8:15 or 8:30, and so being up at like 9 o'clock felt really weird today. So yeah, I ended up, like I said, not really, like, I don't know, sort of being off a little bit today too. I also felt like I had sort of a headache because like it was pretty cold today. Like maybe 66 I think is a high or something like that, whereas it was like 82 the other day. And I think it was like on Tuesday, and then today it was kind of cold, and like yesterday was a little cold too. But then I think not tomorrow, but I thought it was on Saturday, it's supposed to be like back up to like 82 or something like that. So it's supposed to be really warm out again, but tomorrow I think it's supposed to be the same, either like 58 is a high or something like that, but it's not supposed to be very warm tomorrow either, I don't think. I have to check, but it's just sort of weird too, because like right now is that weird time also in the weather where like I don't know what to consistently wear. Like, you know, in the middle of summer for the most part you're like, okay, I can wear shorts every day and like a t-shirt, and then in the, you know, in the winter you're like, okay, I can wear sort of whatever I think will keep me warm. You know, I don't have to be more bundled up one day than another because I'm most likely going to be somewhere where it's, you know, heated, you know, for the most part. So, you know, I'm not going to be outside or anything like that. And so even if it is cold and there's snow on the ground, I'm in the house, it's not going to really affect me, you know, but still something warm, sweater, you know, that kind of stuff in the winter. But now we're in this sort of weird like spring and fall. It's like I have to check the weather every day to figure out what I should wear for tomorrow, because am I going to be is it going to be a colder day? Do I need to dress warmer? You know, especially too, am I going to be out doing stuff? Like, you know, tomorrow we're going to go to the grocery store, so like I probably want to be dressed a little bit warmer tomorrow, because if not I'm going to wind up being cold. You know, so like I said, it's like that kind of stuff. So figuring those things. Like I said though, I didn't end up getting done a whole lot today. I did dishes, and that was honestly sort of it. I ended up not getting to my grocery list. My dad actually is going to be home tomorrow, but he has something where he has to go tomorrow in the morning. So he won't be home until about maybe like 10 o'clock or so. So we're gonna probably go grocery shopping at some point tomorrow during the day, but I can make my grocery list most likely in the morning, hopefully. And like I said, do that. But I still got sort of like a headache. I don't really know if it's like a neck ache sort of thing, or if it is just like a headache or what, but it's sort of like I can still sort of feel it even right now. Like it pretty much went away, but I still, like I said, something is up, like a little headache, or like I said, either like something in my neck that's sort of making my head hurt too, like a tension headache sort of thing, which I can tend to get somewhat often because normally my neck is like uncomfortable. However, I will say, since I've actually been walking these last couple of days, I feel like it has been better for my posture, like not sitting as much, and like I said, getting up and like, you know, walking and doing a good brisk walk and all that kind of stuff has been really good. And so I actually feel like I'm not quite as uncomfortable. And also too, I haven't been sleeping as long. Like I've only been getting about like 7 hours of sleep. So I've only been in bed for about 7 hours, whereas before I was getting like almost 10 or more hours of sleep, which was sort of crazy. Which means that I was sleeping uncomfortably sometimes on my neck for that long. You know, and so like I could wake up and, like I said, have like a, you know, sore neck and stuff like that because of it. But since I'm not actually sleeping for that long now, which is a good thing, you know, like I said, I've been sleeping more comfortably also. And also too, I feel like I've been sleeping better because I've only been getting like 7, you know, 8 hours of sleep. So that's been good too, because the sleep that I feel like I am getting has been more restful sleep instead of just a really long drawn out sleep that doesn't feel like, I still feel tired sometimes when I wake up. But on top of that too, it's like normally as soon as I get in bed, I fall asleep, which has also been really awesome too. Instead of like, okay, now I've got to wait like an hour before I'm tired enough to actually fall asleep. It's like, no, for the most part, I'm pretty much tired enough to fall asleep as soon as I get in bed, which has also been really nice. So this week has been, like I said, really good as far as, again, sleeping, getting up, all that kind of stuff. But again, didn't end up getting to nearly as much as I wanted to today. But we did end up watching the Cubs played. We saw them. They won. We watched some of the Hawks game, which I saw they tied up in the last like 15 or 18 seconds of the game, and then ended up taking to overtime but lost. And then we watched the draft, which I was like, oh my goodness, the Bears and their crazy huge move they ended up making was, like I said, pretty, like, probably one of the bigger stories I feel like of the draft probably this year was probably actually the Bears moving up, because I think that there were only 2 like trades you know, for people to move up in the draft, maybe 2 or 3 or something like that, but there were only a couple, and the Bears were one of them, and I feel like theirs was sort of a big one there, you know, for like a quarterback. So that was pretty crazy. But yeah, we'll see. So far the Bears draft choices have been, you know, interesting to say the least. So we'll see how this all ends up working out. Hopefully really good. So yeah, anyways, we watched that, but didn't end up, like I said, getting to really anything else today, especially the things that I had wanted to. And I felt like maybe that was a little bit because I didn't end up getting up really early today because of like I said, you know, us deciding we weren't going to go walking because we were going to, you know, because it was raining. So that's why I didn't get up until about 8 o'clock. And then we didn't really get out of bed until 9. So but then also, like I said, had a headache for a lot of the day too, and just didn't really feel like getting to a whole lot either. So anyways, though, guys, yeah, I've still got all those Monopoly tickets. I still have to scan for Jewel. I didn't end up doing, like, I spent probably an hour yesterday working on my German lessons. I only spent like maybe about 5 or 10 minutes today compared to yesterday, and like I said, didn't end up getting to as much as I wanted to today, but it was still, you know, pretty productive. And also, again, woke up so I, you know, earlier, so I was still able to get things done today that I could. But anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny pieces tomorrow. So bye, guys.